Bo, first of all, you were able to, in 4 short days, implement and make changes, which is miraculous. But so would you talk about that process going through it? Because you're going to be able to do more each and every week. But how proud are you of your guys? Because they certainly paid attention to detail.
I mean, I just, everybody kind of hit the ground running. First of all, just getting the staff together, getting everybody organized, on a short week and on, some different circumstances. It's just really attacking the players on what we needed to do, as a unit, what was most important for them, and then just designing the practice and the plan and going out and the execution part of it, let them feel kind of how the game was going to be called and let that practice happen and, carry over to the game.
You'd never called plays in the NFL, but the fact that you played in probably the best conference in all of college football at quarterback, how much did that help you to be able to do what you did at such a high level on Sunday?
I mean, frankly, just throughout, my years of coaching and playing, every game, every snap you gain more information. And as a young coach, and then gradually as I progressed throughout my career, relying on people asking questions and then certain situations that happen, and you just try to develop that and have that carry over into, what we tried to do on Sunday.
Several players, including Josh Jacobs, was talking about how you kind of sought their feedback of what's working, what plays do you run well. I guess how important was that for you to do that, and why do you do that?
I just want them to feel confident and comfortable, and like I told you, I went into everybody's rooms, kind of when we hit the ground running on those first couple meetings, and just let them know kind of me, and then get some feedback from them. And I, even during the game, I'm telling them kind of what's coming up, what I'm thinking, what are they seeing, which is important. They're the guys out there, I'm calling the plays, and I want to call plays that, they feel confident about. And if there's something that I really want to get out there to them, I'll let them know it's coming. And it's just constant communication with those guys.
Coach, what were the biggest improvements you would say you noticed in Aiden's game from week 4 to last week? And also, how do you think he can continue those improvements moving forward?
Yeah, I was really proud of him. First of all, our offensive line did a great job of, keeping him upright, and he did a really good job of getting the ball out on time as far as the passing game, and obviously the running game. Obviously, it all ties together. For him, he handled certain situations really well. Sometimes, throwing a ball away is the right thing to do within that timing of the play, and he moved the ball around well. We had a bunch of different targets to different guys. And but I thought his just management of the game and staying in the game and not doing too much, not pressing, and just kind of letting it come to him was a big improvement.
Kind of what you said at the beginning of that was the offensive line and how they played.
Yeah.
What were some things that you think really started to click for the offensive line against the Giants?
It's just the physicality that they brought to the game, the mentality. They did, and the runner brought that too. Josh did. He ran the ball really hard.
AP, the defensive guy, you're the quarterback, but even though you're different, you had the same philosophy: attack, go after things.
Yeah.
When he wanted you, you're the guy he wanted to do this. And will you talk about that symmetry between you and AP? Again, different personalities, but same football mentality.
Absolutely. It's just the great thing with AP is being able to communicate with him. He comes down to my office and, kind of see what I'm doing, and then communicates. He's usually a day or two ahead, kind of what he's thinking about. And it was fun on the sidelines because it was, for me and him, it was our first, and we were communicating during the game, and he was right there with me as I was calling plays for the first time, and I thought he did a really good job, and he made me feel very comfortable out there. He did a great job.
He went to the offensive line room every day. How much do you think that impacts when the head coach is walking into a specific team meeting every single day?
I would say anytime the head coach comes in anywhere, there's an impact for sure. He did. He spent a good time with them, and I think he's been going out throughout the building and emphasizing what's important for us. And we just do our job is to take that to the practice field and let that carry over to the game.
There's been a kind of rotation at right tackle for much of the year. Obviously, Thayer was out, so Jermaine played the whole game. How did you like his, or how did you assess his performance? And is that something you're comfortable with, or when Thayer's back, is there a decision to be made there?
Well, I'll just keep it plain and simple. I thought that those guys, like I said, did a really good job of taking advantage of their opportunities. So we'll see from there what happens.
You were known as being very creative when I've talked to some people who are with you at Tennessee, and I'm just curious, that creativity, how much do you enjoy being the OC now? You get to let that loose. You're not running someone else's plan, you're running your own.
There's a fine line, you can't be too wild, but it's got to be calculated. And then, them understanding our players, understanding kind of the why of something when it goes in is very important for them to know. And I try to do a good job of communicating that to them.
A couple of seasons ago, you were with the Jets, and obviously the team has had a lot of turnover since you were there. But just based off of what you know about this team, what are some things on defense that you have to look at and evaluate?
No, they're a good football team. They really are. They're very explosive, and we have to do a really good job of hitting our keys, what we believe in that's going to help us win the football game, and we'll develop our plan around that.
You came out and ran the ball, obviously all but one play on the first drive. I guess how intentional was that coming into the game, and how much was just, hey, it was working and kept going?
I told the guys I want to develop, win the line of scrimmage, be physical, and get our running back going, and get some confidence like we talked about all week, and get that going, and then the rest will take care of itself.
The bomb in the long play, you had those routes early on, even didn't necessarily go them, but they were there. How important is stretching the field so that teams can't do what they've done all year and stack the box?
It's very important. So it was an emphasis, and I'm glad. I told myself I was going to get those called early for those guys. They deserve that, and I'm glad they went out and executed it.
You guys good? One of the things you kind of joked about last week was just knowing, make sure you hold the button down.
Yeah.
How did the logistics go? How did the communication go?
I went out there early and messed around with it a little bit. Yeah, it went good. I got a couple times. It got low to the 15 marker, but I got the play out, and luckily, I have a really smart quarterback that kind of he can anticipate actually what I'm calling, which is a blessing, and he did a really good job of that. But it was fun. I got the hang of it pretty quickly.
You mentioned the deep pass already to Trey, but you got him involved quite a few times in some different plays, got the ball in his hands. How much of a weapon do you think he can be, and how exciting is it to have a young player with that much effort?
He is. He's very explosive. He's very talented, and he works really hard. And people that do those things deserve opportunities.
All right, guys. All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate it.